So we got this quick glimpse from Nolan Woodring. And first off, the very first thing I noticed is how well of a skater Nolan is. Nolan has a fairly narrow stance, which allows him to be very athletic, and he's very strong laterally. As you can see as we play this through, you can also see how light he is on his feet, which allows him to beat a lot of lateral passes on his feet, which I absolutely love. You can also see how well he holds his edges on plays below the goal line. He doesn't just default into an RVH. Nolan also regularly uses an overlapping position, which I'm a big fan of. He's showing that he has the ability to read and react off the play. So we'll see a play here. Just very simple. All right, holds an overlap on that blocker post. We can also see he makes a good read here, where he sees that it's a one-on-one and he's very aggressive on that play. Showing some good patience, being that lateral pass on his feet, not just sliding and getting out of control. So I'm very impressed with Nolan's ability to use his feet, and his feet are kind of the driving force behind his positional play. In this sequence here, Nolan does a good job of holding his feet on the play behind the net, uses a good hinge, which allows him to get to the top of the crease for that point shot. Coming up here, you can see the patience and beating the lateral feet on his feet, not just default into a sliding position. Good aggressive position. Another lateral pass that he beats on his feet. So Nolan does a great job of showing how holding your edges and gaining your feet really allows you to play a more simple game. He doesn't get himself into trouble by sliding around the crease too much. He makes good reads on when to use RVHs and when to use overlaps, so I'm very impressed. So here's a play that I would like to talk a little bit more about. So we're going to play it at full speed, and then we'll back it up and we'll talk about it. This is a face-off in your own end that your team loses, and then you have to make a save on. Okay, so let's back it up and discuss. So face-off starts here. It's a defensive zone draw on the blocker side of your body. We can see from the very beginning you have good depth. You're ready. Your team loses this face-off and the puck goes to the half wall. Okay, from the half wall, the opposition punches that up to the point. You have a little bit of an adjustment right there. Okay, so from this position here, when the puck is on the outside, so outside the face-off dots, and high in the zone, what I would prefer here would be to have a narrow base and get short side high view to fight through traffic here. So the reason we want to go short side and go narrow is because when the puck is outside the face-off dots, the short side of the net is the larger, more available side of the net for the shooter. So what you can see here, in this position here, you're okay. When I move it forward a little bit, right here, you can see that you're about to transition your head to the inside. Okay, the puck hasn't moved inside the dots for you to be moving your body towards the inside to see this puck. To me, this is still a short side with a narrow base view in a battle, which would allow you to kind of fill more net on that short side where that puck is. So I'm going to move this a little bit more forward here. Right there. This is where now you kind of get yourself in trouble. Where I think your lane to see this puck is through this position here. So you can see when this puck gets shot through the screen, you don't have visual connection to it, and you end up just dropping. And you make a save, but it's not a save that you make. It's a save that you get hit on. So what I would like to see a little bit different in this situation is when the puck gets to this position here, right here, I would rather see a narrow base with a short side view to look over that traffic. I think that would have put you in a better position to visually see that puck longer, and on maybe a different style of shot that could have beat you, you would have been able to react and make that save. Here's another clip of kind of the same thing we just talked about, where you get wide in your base and you don't look on the short side of the traffic. So I'm going to play it in slow motion. So right here, Okay, I'm going to back it up. So puck's at the point. Everything looks really good right here. To me, our lane to see this puck is through here, which is good. You're doing a good job. As that lane closes, I would have rather have seen you look on this side to fill the short side of the net. Remember, when the puck is outside the dots, we call that the net shrinks, okay? And the side of the net that becomes the most available to that shooter is the short side. So we want to fill net on the short side when we have traffic and that puck is outside the dots. Here it is one more time. So we move this a little bit forward. You can see puck is outside the dots. You're looking on the inside, where I would prefer you to be looking over the short side with the puck outside the face-off dots.
So here's a goal that we're going to break down quickly, and it kind of falls in line with the other things we've been talking about battling through traffic. So I'm going to play the goal here full speed twice, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about the goal and where I think the breakdown was.
Okay, so here's a goal, and this is a little bit different than the situation that we've just started talking about. Because the puck on this play here is moving towards the middle of the ice and is now inside the dots. So when the puck is outside those dots, we talk about looking over that short side. This puck is with a right-handed shooter moving towards the middle of the ice. So right here, you're in very good position. You're looking over top of the traffic, so your net front screen, the guy standing right in front of you here, is shorter than you. So you're doing a good job of making sure you're looking over top of him. So if we move this a little bit more forward, that puck, you should still have contact there. You don't need to drop and get lower in your base here just because he's shooting. Remember, he's taking this shot from about 85 feet out. So you're doing a very good job here of holding your depth, being square, and staying fairly strong in your base. So as this guy starts to wind up, you get low, which basically eliminates your eyes. Right? And as soon as we eliminate our eyes, we now no longer are able to track that puck through. So if you stayed in that narrower base and kept visual contact, you wouldn't be able to project this puck through traffic. For those of you guys that don't know what projecting is, you guys can check out this YouTube channel. We have some drills and we kind of explain what projecting is. But it's basically his ability to connect the dots when he loses his puck. Right, this is a save, and if we back it up a little bit here, right there, it basically hits middle depth of the net. So this is a save that he easily could have been made with his gloves if he was able to see that release and project that puck through traffic. And I think just him getting on the wrong side of the traffic on this situation and then dropping his head and not being able to see that release didn't allow him to project this puck, which I think he could have made the save on this. So, Jamie, did you get a chance to watch the video that Nolan sent us?
I did. I thought you did an excellent job breaking it down. And like you said, the first thing I also noticed as well is Nolan moves very well on his edges. And so I think that's a big advantage for him. I know he had hip surgery that might have freed up his hips a little bit. But just when you're a better skater, it's going to put you in positions a lot easier to make saves.
The one thing I did notice that I didn't put in the video because I didn't have enough of them was I feel like sometimes he tracks better to his left side of his body than he does to the right side of his body. So that's one thing that I would maybe focus on, Nolan, is just making sure that we're good equally on both sides. There's a couple clips in there, shots on the blocker, where I thought maybe you processed it a little bit slower, maybe just lost it for half a second. So maybe that's just one thing to maybe look at when you have more game video that you sent us. But that's just one thing that I noticed also that I didn't put in the video. So it's good to come back and just do this quick little talk about it after too.
He did an excellent job holding his feet whenever on lateral plays. Like, very good job. In times where a lot of goalies would slide, he was calm and he was able to get there on his feet and make difficult saves look very easy.
Yeah. If anybody else is looking for kind of the same thing here, this is one of the new parts of the development series that we're offering. So send us that 2 to 3 minute clip. Make sure it's something like Nolan sent us where it's got situational plays. It's not a highlight video. I've gotten a couple where they're just highlight videos.
can't really break down a highlight video, guys. So we want 2 to 3 minutes. It has a couple different situations, and make sure you include at least one goal.